The Mr. Sin premium format from Sideshow Collectibles' Pulp Vixens line has entered the Secret Sanctuary. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sanctuary. So I didn't pre-order this piece right away. I was a little concerned about the depth. I have many of my premium formats on IKEA Billy bookcases, which are only 11 inches deep. So it's difficult for me when a piece comes out that's 15, 16, 17 inches deep. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to display it. Everyone knows I'm a big William Harbottle fan. Everyone knows this is the kind of piece that belongs in the Sanctuary. So people have kind of been bugging me about it for weeks now. Well, one popped up on Seconds yesterday, and somebody in my Facebook group was kind enough to alert me to that. So on an impulse, I went for it. I had that 15% discount for being from Seconds, plus I had some rewards points that made it a pretty attractive buy. So I want to do two things with this video. First, of course, I want to review the piece, but also I want to review what it's like getting something from Seconds, Sideshow Seconds. As you can see, this is not a normal brown shipper that you get from Sideshow. This is just kind of a makeshift box that they put together. So let's crack it open and see what's inside. Okay, so I've opened the box, and the first thing I notice is there's no styrofoam corners, which is what you usually get from Sideshow. Just this bubble wrap on top, and then some bubble wrap here on the side. So Sideshow Seconds is interesting. A lot of collectors think that Sideshow uses Seconds to sell off returns, and that's why you're getting that 15% discount. Sideshow claims that's not the case, that they do not list returns on Seconds. But let's see what we have inside this art box. So the art box is in pretty good shape. It is kind of crunched down here on the bottom right. And there's some minor scuffing on the top. But overall, it's pretty good, considering this is why you're supposed to get the 15% discount from Sideshow Seconds, is that there's minor problems with the box. Whether that means the art box or the brown shipper, I'm not sure. Of course, I didn't get a normal brown shipper. And just looking at the box itself, it's really cool. The art on it is fantastic. A real pulp feel to this, with this giant Mr. Sin lurking in the background. And these women that look like Stepford wives back here. They're all kind of mesmerized. That's cool. Nice image of the statue there, very well lit. Madman, monster, mastermind. And then more good art here with some close-ups in black and white. And then a good image of the statue. And then Mr. Sin here. It's a nice art box, and for Sideshow Seconds, it seems to be in pretty good shape. All right, so I've removed the styrofoam insert from the art box. And the first thing I notice is there's no Sideshow label. That tells me, of course, that this has been opened. Whether it was by another customer or by Sideshow, I don't know. But I also have hair and just kind of some general dirt. But it's never exciting to receive what's supposed to be a brand new piece with somebody's hair on it. That's a little bit disturbing. And I thought the Sideshow label would be there, so I'm not quite sure why that's the case, unless this perhaps is a return. All right, so I've opened it up. Everything looks perfectly packaged, just like if it was brand new rather than from Sideshow Seconds. I took the plastic off of Ursula because I wanted to address a concern that many collectors have about this piece, and that is the choices made concerning the paint, especially on this left leg. She's supposed to be down in a cave. It's dirty, and she's in partial darkness. So there's much concern about this left leg and how very dark it is. Now, it's a little bit unfair that I'm showing it, in contrast with the bright white of the styrofoam. And I've been advised by collectors to put the piece together and see how she looks all together, and then make a decision about whether the paint job works or not. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So first I'm going to talk about a couple of problems, since we are also doing a review of the Sideshow Seconds process. This piece has a couple of problems. The first, on the back, there appears to be a piece missing right there. Now, it is not a piece that you assemble. It's a piece that should already be assembled on the statue. At least when I reviewed the unboxing video from Sideshow, it does not show a piece being put here. So, and when I look at the photos from Sideshow's site, there is a piece here. So apparently that piece is supposed to be assembled and put there at the factory and glued. But it is missing on mine, and that is a problem. So let me know what you guys have there. I'm sure it'll match what I see in the pictures on Sideshow's site. The other problem is this little piece of polystone that was loose in the styrofoam. And it appears to be right there where you see that red. It's supposed to go there to cover that red. So that chipped off somewhere along the way. So that's very frustrating. I don't know that I want to keep it, to be honest, with this piece missing. That seems like kind of a glaring defect that should have been addressed before. Anyway, that's the bad. Here's the good. The sculpt is amazing. Ursula is gorgeous. Actually, I want to talk about the name a little bit. This piece is called Mr. Sin. Now, Mr. Sin is the dude at the top of the stairs. He's an evil scientist. He owns this island where he conducts experiments. And apparently he's invited Ursula, and she is trying to find evidence that he's responsible for a series of murders. She's gone down into this cave laboratory that he has, where he has these books on the occult, and conducts experiments on these rotting corpses of interesting things. And it's wonderful. I mean, everything about it. There's really detailed base that we'll talk about. She's fantastic. I don't think the dark paint job on the right leg would bother me all that much in the context of the whole piece. And also because I'm not going to display her from this angle. I always want to see the face on a statue. So it's going to be something more like this. So I'm not going to see that outside of her right leg that has a lot of people concerned about the paint. And from this angle, the paint looks good. I mean, she just looks very tan. It is an island. I assume there are beaches. So that would not be a deal breaker for me. It is a deal breaker for some people. I totally get that. And that's fine. That might be why this one was probably returned. But it doesn't bother me enough that would be a deal breaker. There's all kinds of great stuff. Like I said, there's this rotting corpse that's lit up. It's part of the light up feature. So you see this piece right there. I think there's supposed to be another one right there. So it's the leg of this whole contraption that appears to be missing on the back side. All kinds of great stuff going on the base. You've got this really cool book on the occult that they must have had a really good time putting together. Plus these extra sheets. So in the unboxing video, the person unboxing it placed one of those on the base and the other two just on the table that the statue was resting on. So anywhere you want to put those is fine. The effect of the staircase is pretty cool. It does really work. if you have the 16 to 17 inches of depth that the piece requires. They've got another piece coming, already up for pre-order, Deep Down, I think it's called. And then there's a third one that we've seen a sketch of, but has not gone up for pre-order, which also looks really cool. She's got this satin robe with really cool imagery on the back. Paint on that robe is really, really nice. Looks really good. Nice long-barreled gun there. Here's the hair from the back. Here's the whole statue from the back. Scantily clad heroine of this story. Toes look good, but again, pretty dark. But of course, she's supposed to be down in this cave laboratory, so it sort of makes sense. The eyes are just awesome. Looks really good. Hair looks good, nice detail on the hair. Got some spillage here of something I'm sure is toxic. Can't be good for you. And then this kind of cave base below. These pieces are interesting. They're extremely weathered. They look like they're supposed to appear to have like water damage on them. They're really neat. Cool images. Let's see. I bet they had a great time putting those together. I want to show you every detail. All the piping is interesting. All the gauges. It would have been fun if they'd also lit up these two gauges. We've already got the rotting thing here lit up, and of course Mr. Sin at the top of the stairs. Just beautiful. Several candles around the base. None of them appear to be lit. That also would have been a cool part of the light up feature if the candles had lit up. And you've got a medallion hanging from the gun, wrapped around the gun. It kind of makes you want to either read the novel or see the movie or read the comic book. It'd be nice to know the full story of Mr. Sin and Ursula Strand and this series of murders and his island laboratory. It's a beautiful piece. It really is. I'm really curious how deep they'll go with this line. It appears that they'll do at least 3. The edition size on this was 800. I got number 67. So I'm curious, if you did return this piece, did you happen to have number 67? I'd be curious to know. I'm not accusing Sideshow of anything, but there are signals that this did belong to someone else. I mean, hair is a pretty good signal that it didn't come directly from the factory. And there was kind of a lot of hair. So, and just dirt. It's a beautiful piece though, no doubt about it. So I do recommend the piece. It's a beautiful sculpt. I'm fine with the paint. In fact, other than that, outside of that right leg, I think the paint is kind of exceptional. It's really, really beautiful. I'm not sure that I can recommend seconds though. I've heard some people have wonderful experiences where they received the art box, they received the brown shipper, and the statue was perfect. I've seen other people that had a makeshift shipper like I did, but were still happy with the statue. I obviously have problems. I've got a minor breakage, actually a minor breakage that's still, the chip is still there, and then another breakage where the piece just isn't there at all. So, and that looks like not a breakage, but that either it was never put there to begin with, or the glue failed and it fell off somewhere along the line, but it's not in the box. So from my point of view, I'm going to return this. I'm going to first see if it works in my display and if I can find those 17 inches of depth that I would need to display it. And if I can, and if I love it, then I'm going to buy one from the regular Sideshow site rather than from Seconds, and have it that way, because I like my statues to be perfect out of the box. I don't really want defects. And this is my first experience with Seconds. Maybe if I tried again, it would be awesomely perfect. But this was a little bit disappointing to have these problems on my first try. That's it, guys. I'll see you soon on Facebook. I'll see you on Statue Forum. I'll see you at a convention near you. And I keep promising a room tour, but I promise it is coming very soon. Have a great weekend. Take care.